Okay, doing another video today to how to just take this magazine out first, repair the cocking indicator on the L96. Apparently it doesn't work on any Chinese model. It's only a simple repair, but I'll have a look at it. But when the rifle is cocked, is that cocked? Yep. It was. It's really easy to cock. There should be a bar sticking out the centre of that screw. There's a hole in that screw and there should be a little pin that sticks out when it's cocked. I'm not really too fussed on mine because I never leave my rifle cocked because it can reduce the power of the spring if you leave it for too long. But anyway, first things first, you need to get the cylinder out, and it's dead easy on this gun. Remove the cheek rest, and inside the trigger here, up there's a bar you lift down, and you can slide the cylinder out without any problems. There we go. Alright, I'll come back to you in a sec. Alright, now we need to separate the cylinder. Now if you look in the end of the cylinder, around your nozzle you've got, well, two, may only have one hole. I don't use any pliers to grip the nozzle itself because you could damage your nozzle, you could squeeze it. It means you replace it that way. But with my pliers, I can put the pliers around the nozzle without actually gripping it too much, well, at all, to be honest. And then using an Allen key, slide it down. I can't find the hole, she says. There you go, put the Allen key in first, it'll be a lot easier. And you can twist and unscrew the nozzle that way. It's a lot harder than how I've just done it because mine's already loose because I've had it apart today already. So I've changed the spring to the stock spring, which is a lot easier to do for this video. And I've also replaced my piston. Now this may be a key issue because the stock piston, I'll put a picture in the video to show you what to do there, and I'll leave some annotations. Okay, for the purpose of demonstration only, I'm going to put my piston in the cylinder the wrong way around. It all makes sense in a sec. And if you look in the end, you'll see the red, well, I'll get this back end lined up, piston head, there you go. And I'm going to push that pin on my fingers, it's a lot easier. And then you see the actual cocking indicator working. There you go, it's done that a few times, you should see that. There you go, now let's pull the piston back out. Okay, after looking at this, I don't think there's a way of getting the cocking indicator to work if you have an aftermarket piston such as this. You need something in the end of your piston which pushes against that rod, which pushes it out there, yada yada yada. If you've got stock piston and piston head, just replace the screw that's found in the end there with a longer version, and when your gun is cocked, that screw should push against that rod, which should mean it should push out there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that rod, reassemble the whole gun, so I'm pretty sure they're going to operate without that rod, and see if I can find something similar diameter, just a little bit longer, and I'll put it in there and I'll make another video if I'm successful with that. I hope this has been helpful. Not really the result I was looking for, but never mind. Just a quick add-on to the video. To remove that rod, if you wanted to remove it for any other reason, unscrew the screw that's found in the end there. It's quite a long one. And you can just put it out. Now make sure you're holding on to everything here, because once you've unscrewed that screw, everything comes apart. You've got to be really careful because in the bottom of there, opposite sides, there are two pins on springs and they fall out. They fell out on me, but luckily I've got a long pair of narrow tweezers and it was really easy for me to put back in, but you may not have that luxury, so make sure you keep that bottom end down and screw it back in. I've removed my rod, screw back in there. Nice and tight. That's all together still. Yeah. Good. Wicked. There you go. That rod's been removed. I've left it out. I'm going to see if I can find something that's longer in the big wide world. Put the gun back together again. And it still operates fine. There you go. Good for test fires. No problems whatsoever. So I'm going to leave it out. And if I find something and modify it and it works, I'll make another video.